welcome to MGP343. I'm Kevin. With me, I can't even say with me as ever. Sheepdog's here for once, and so are Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 You decided to join us this week, Sheepdog. What's that about?
I did, although, I mean, I'm a little bit... I specifically said I was trying to finish my comic, and you started when I'm about 2/3 of the way through it, so...
Oh, I'm sorry. After you've done 2 shows in the last year, you've decided that you're just going to sit and read during podcast time.
Well, during the pre-show warm-up, you know...
And how long does it take to read a comic?
I've read, like, 12 of them in the past hour and a half. I'm not going to get too into it because we don't do comics anymore, but they just stopped doing The Walking Dead all of a sudden, didn't they? And I was like, oh, I'm near the end of that, I'll go and finish it. So I did, and I'm like half a comic away from being done, but that's
Rick
all.
just wakes up in the shower and it was all a dream.
You've read
He's
it
back
then.
in his hospital bed. It was his coma dream.
You've read it then.
Is that really what happens?
That'd be brilliant. I'm
If
not going to
that's
comment.
If that's really what happens, what a waste of, 12 years?
No, that's not what happens, but I'm not going to comment. That would have been amazing. Yeah, I'm. So it's not a spoiler to say that the last one's set is another time jump between the penultimate one and the last one, which is interesting. I don't really know where it's. I guess it's just doing I don't know. I guess it's just doing this is how it all resolved. I got bored. Do you know what I mean? The bloke Kirkman, I think he just decided, yeah, there you go, job done. But there could be pages ahead of where I am now that flip it all and go, oh my god.
Yeah. When Rick wakes up in his hospital bed.
Honestly, it'll be amazing if I get through. I don't even know what page I'm on out of what page. But that would be hilarious. I didn't realise how close to the end of it I even had got before I'd stopped reading. I kind of went back to it every now and again. But hearing that it had finished, it was a bit like... I'm trying to think of an example, really. I just felt like I was obligated to go and do the last few then. For you, I imagine that would be 100 comics or something.
Yeah. I'm also going to leave this one open with Game of Thrones, Wicked and the Divine, goodness knows what else all finishing this year. I don't want too many other things finishing because otherwise I'm going to die.
That is a concern I shared when you first said that you thought everything ending meant you were going to end. I got some sweet release by the fact they're making Sandman into a TV show. And I thought, well, that's me renewed for another season then. But there's nothing for Kev yet.
Hold on, I'm 4 books into Sandman now. I've been reading Sandman.
Okay, there you
go. There you go. I've got a reason to live now.
I actually tweeted, looks like I've got another, I get to continue living for a couple more years yet. But I did cross my mind. I didn't know you'd started reading it. That makes me feel a bit better because I was actually starting to worry about old Kev and his dodgy ticker. But no, yay us, we get to live for at least... These things usually go for 5 seasons, don't they? At least.
I don't know.
No.
You're the commissioning editor.
No. I'd like to think there's someone up there who's just renewing my contract each season, just being like, come on, let's just throw in some weird people, bring people back from his past. This was the wedding season, the season with all the weddings, all the people from... That's another thing that was freaking me out. The amount of people from, like, the old days getting married. So I've been meeting up with the old gang. It was almost like a farewell tour. That was freaking me out a little bit. Even in my mate's speech at the weekend, he was talking about how we'd been there through every step of his life, you know, up to this point, and that it's... Yeah, there was a lot of conversations about how most people don't have their, you know, primary and secondary school friends still as their main.
I was going to say, now you've had your goodbye tour, are you finally going to become an adult and stop hanging out with your school friends? I don't know anybody I went to school with. Not one person.
Everyone's been telling us that all month. It's quite surreal because we're, a group of 8. I guess if WhatsApp goes down, we'll stop being in touch. But yeah, it's just, as I say, it felt like they'd re-enlisted the cast from like season 16 or something, and tried to kickstart the old series again. God knows.
It's going to be a spin-off.
Maybe one of them's going to do something mad. But yeah, The Walking Dead seemed all right. up to this point. I'll see how it ends. I don't know.
Up to just before Rick wakes up.
Yeah, up to literally. I think I'm on it must be about page 20 or something. I don't know. It's a bumper one, by the looks of it.
Just turn to the back page, and if he's lying in a hospital bed, I win by missing the last 100 of these.
I'll let you know if you win or lose.
Happy. Excellent. Right, Sheepdog's wedding stories and comic book reading aside, is everyone else super duper excited for the fact that we are only 2 weeks away from MGPX? It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. If you're listening to this and you haven't yet figured out how you're getting to Peterborough on Saturday the 20th of July to hang out with us at the Brewery Tap, which is next to the train station, next to the car park, next to the bus station, next to the coach station. If you've not figured out which one of those methods you're using to get to that pub on that day, Saturday the 20th of July, to watch us do a live podcast, take part in the raffle, take part in the quiz, watch Sheepdog dance, if you haven't figured out how you're going to do that yet, what are you doing even listening to this show? Just turn it off. It's not for you. This show from now on is for people who can be bothered to come to Peterborough in 2 weeks. If you don't consider yourself one of those people, you're banned.
Or if you physically can't, then that's fair enough. But there's also
I don't think people get podcasts in prisons. I can't think of any other. If you're Rick Grimes lying in a hospital bed, having just woken up from dreaming about zombies for 12 years, then you're excused. But I am going to need to see your medical records. Everybody else, you are coming to Peterborough.
I'm pretty sure you could sail here if you tried as well, and you could definitely charter a flight here. Yeah,
there's plenty of ways to get here.
There's also 2 weeks to walk it, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. 2 weeks, walk, cycle. You can come on a skateboard if you want, if you're a special kind of hipster. Although I'd skateboard if Anna let me, but I'm not allowed to.
You probably aren't capable.
I used to be able to skateboard. I don't see why I would lose the ability to be able to skateboard. It's standing on a bit of wood on some wheels. It's not exactly a skill, is it? You stand on it, it moves, you just make sure you continue to stand on it.
I've never tried to skateboard in anger. I've gone down a hill on one, like a slight gradient, and then just hopped off of it before it got too fast, and that's about as far as I've gone.
I used to skateboard quite a lot. I'm sure I'll still be able to 25 years later.
I couldn't do any of that. Ice skating, rollerblading, skateboarding, not my cup of tea, not my shtick.
All involved movement, didn't it? Wasn't your kind of thing.
All involved balance, which I just assume I don't have, so there you go.
Sheepdog prefers a nice, comfortable chair. Mm-hmm. Preferably one that reclines so he doesn't have to hold himself upright.
I hate reclining chairs because then I have to climb out of them. I want one that holds me upright.
So you want what you need is one that reclines but also then stands you up.
Yeah,
if that was such a thing, but I like one that...
Yeah, like them beds for old people that like kind of tip you out.
Yeah.
So you want,
you just need one of the bigger boys around to just tip you out of a chair, like at MGPX. Yeah. MGPX last time it was in Peterborough.
Went backwards.
You got out of it still. Yeah, you weren't still in the chair.
Yeah, I suppose.
Problem solved. Right, has anybody got any video games to talk about? In fact, forget asking you lot. I don't care what you've got to say. I've got a video game to talk about because Super Mario Maker 2 finally arrived. I finally had a game I've been waiting for. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I'm a little bit miffed that I haven't yet had my congratulations from you for being the world record holder on your level that you created.
It's impressive.
Some kind of medal.
I'm not sure how you did it in 11 seconds. That's
on the third attempt as well.
Yeah, I'm not sure how you did that. That's interesting.
You should all go and download Sheepdog's level to give it a go. All I did, Sheepdog, very simple. One big jump to land on your little brick in the middle, a big jump off the top of that, another big jump to land on the top of your bomb thing, and the only thing that slowed me down was your little maze of bricks at the end. That cost me probably 2 seconds negotiating them, or else I'd have been even quicker.
I die on that bit every time. And
basically 4 big jumps.
To prove it could be done, I had to do it so slow because of that stupid maze. I might re-release it with a tweaked ending that isn't so stupid. But I only made that like off the cuff because a friend of mine had made the Hello Sheepdog level. That I was like, yes, this is what I want. People making levels in my honour. Amazing.
And then, of course, there's Pab, who's just a trolling scumbag when he makes levels.
I honestly don't remember. I don't remember exactly.
Well, firstly, it's water. I hate water levels.
It's not all water.
And then, yeah, but there is water.
Yeah.
And then you had the stupid door that sends you back to the start of the level if you go through the wrong one. That was particularly trolly.
Did you fall for that? Did you? Yeah. Okay.
You've got the jump into spikes that you have to position exactly right because you've got spikes above, spikes below, and if you don't position your jump absolutely perfectly, that gets you.
Yeah.
You're just a scumbag.
Yeah, that is a mean level. It's not impossible by any stretch.
I think the only way
it's
you
not
could have made
impossible,
it worse
but it's
is putting
annoying.
that sun in it, the stupid sun.
Imagine I'd done that as well. That could even be worse. I just
yours. I was doing yours for probably 25 minutes, just faffing about with it. So annoying. And I think you might owe me a right-sided controller because I got frustrated.
Kevin!
Anna told me off, and now my right side controller works when it's connected to the Switch, but when I try and disconnect it and play it docked, the right side of the controller doesn't work anymore. I don't know why.
Kevin!
I don't think it's.
You're not playing it anymore. No.
Shut up. I don't think it's related because it did work. Because I came out here and did a little trial run of recording with the Elgato on it because I'm going to release some videos, and that all worked fine. And then just halfway through, it just stopped. So it's not actually Pab's fault. It's just not connecting for some reason. But then when I plug it back, physically it's fine because when I plug it back into the thing, it works fine. But it just keeps disconnecting for some reason. I don't know why. But it's annoying me. But I'm going to blame Pab. You owe me a new Switch and a new controller.
Okay.
So this game is absolutely fantastic. This game is fantastic. Anna bought me a stylus, so I've got my nice little stylus.
You need them, don't you?
So I'm going to... Yeah, I did try and make a level earlier in the week, and trying to use just my fingers, it was an absolute mess. Yeah. So Anna got me a stylus that came yesterday, was it, Anna? That I got the stylus?
Yeah.
So I had a little play around trying to make a level this evening. I didn't pay any attention to any of the instructions, so it took me a little while to figure out what was going on. But I've got the general gist of it now, so expect to see a Kev level appear over the weekend, which will obviously be on my Twitter. But the thing I'm loving most about this, I've had a little go on the story mode, I've had a little look on like the levels you lot have created and people I've seen on Twitter, but I absolutely adore the endless mode. It's absolutely amazing. Just constantly playing levels, new levels coming up all the time. It's a glorious, glorious thing.
I've had to skip one because I didn't know. Like it just had a hole, and there was. I must have burned about 15 lives trying to figure out where the way through it was, and then I accidentally pressed a button that offered me the chance to skip it, and I was like, "Oh, brilliant!" I thought my run had come to an end, but the minus button lets you skip it if you hold it down. You still have to do a level, but if some bumhead has put a trick level on that you just have to be psychic to figure out, then you can skip it.
There's a lot of stuff that's deliberately trolly. It's basically all designed by Pab and Pab.
Trust me,
Pab-like people.
I'm not. You think mine's mean? Some of the ones I've seen, it's just like I do not. I cannot comprehend how you do this.
I had to go on a super expert, and that didn't go well for me. I haven't yet finished a super expert level. I've tried to start super expert endless about 3 times now, and I've not yet managed to complete a level on it. It is ridiculous. Some of the stuff, me and Anna have been watching a few videos to try and figure out some of the advanced techniques that must be involved. Because just doing normal Mario the way you normally play Mario to complete a Mario game, that don't get the job done. There's all sorts of weird and wonderful tricks that you have to be able to do as part of this game, and some of them I see them doing these videos and I'm still not entirely sure what they're doing or how they're doing it. There's this one where when you're falling you can sort of keep stopping yourself as you're falling, just free falling through the air, but it keeps stopping, and I don't know how they're doing it. It's not the spin jump thing because you can only do that once. It's not sliding down a wall because there's no wall there.
What?
They're doing something, but I don't know how they're doing it.
What palette is it in? Is it in new stuff?
The not the 3D one, the other new looking one.
New Super Mario. So you could potentially do a butt stomp, couldn't you? Would that work?
What, and that you can keep doing them as you fall.
Well, you kind of stop, don't you? And then force yourself down, don't you? So
you can then come out of it and stop again because they basically drop.
I'm not sure. I mean, depending on how far you fall, yeah, probably.
Interesting. I might try that, but there's some crazy techniques used to get through some of these trolley levels. Yeah, but it's loads of fun. It's just so cool. And
I'm impressed by how quickly people have made those automatic levels where, but I guess if you move, you've ruined it. But there was a couple where it starts, you just get fired into something, and it goes around the most elaborate puzzle, and then you just end the level. They're quite funny when you're doing 40, 50 endless levels, and suddenly you get one of them. You're like, oh, this is a nice 30-second break while I just watch Mario get fired all over the shop. But the fact people have made them that quick, it's only been out, 5 days?
Well, I did wonder if stuff had been taken over from the previous one, or is this all...
No, it's all new stuff. I don't think the stuff come over from the last one.
That's insane, then. There's so much stuff, so much content already been created. And
the Switch X Switch one has really good. Gone quite viral, hasn't it?
I wouldn't know. I don't pay attention.
It's the one where you're turning the switches on and off, and it's red and blue. And...
Yes, I've seen them ones where you've got to shoot.
Yeah, he knows what they are.
You got to ping shells at them or bombs at them, and then as it's auto scrolling through, you got to keep running and shoot a shell to clear the blue area. So you clear a blue wall, and then you hit it again, and it clears the next red wall and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's just somebody particularly made one called Switch X Switch, and it's been played 100,000 times or something mad. After a couple of days, it sort of just went properly mad. Again, you have to wonder whether that person just got it day one and started on his masterpiece, or whether, I don't know, they've seeded a few in advance, but it probably got hammered as an early contender kind of thing.
Well, I imagine, with any game, there would have been the existing community around the previous one probably had advanced copies to make sure there was some stuff on there, make sure there was some... Because there's some YouTube videos that were ready to drop the moment this game came out. So there were definitely people who had this game early and were banking content and creating levels, and that's probably why there was so much on there. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't know what it was like on launch day because Amazon didn't get it to me until 7:30 on Saturday. But when I got it, it was absolutely loaded with levels.
I got it really early Friday morning and just put it on a high shelf and went out for the weekend.
From Amazon.
Yeah, from Amazon.
You can take your Switch with you, Sheepdog.
Yeah, but I didn't want to. I was at a wedding pub.
Yeah, it was at a nighttime wedding pub. You can't take your Switch to a nighttime wedding.
I went out for a nice meal with my wife and then to Tesco's and then watched Crank 2 while drinking beer in my hotel room.
That all feels like stuff that could have been put to one side while you did a podcast.
I wouldn't have had the paraphernalia to do it.
You would if you'd have taken it with you.
Nah.
No excuses, Sheepdog. I want to see a sick note to prove you were genuinely ill or at a wedding.
I was at a wedding, but I wasn't ill.
Well, I want to see the wedding. I want to see the wedding invitation that confirms it was taking place at 10 o'clock on a Friday night.
I was just out with Claire. It was nice.
Me and Anna wanted to go out tonight, but we thought, no, we'll do the podcast. Instead, we'll go and see Spider-Man tomorrow because we're committed to the podcast.
Yep, I'm going tomorrow.
There you go, Sheepdog. We could have all gone out tonight and left you to do this by yourself, but oh no, we care. We care about our listeners, unlike you.
I do.
That's why.
Review for them.
That's why we're putting on a party for them in Peterborough that they all have to come to, or they're banned from listening from now on.
Yeah.
If we don't get at least 500 people turn up, I'm never recording another podcast ever again. If we get, please, 500 people don't come. We haven't got room for 500 people.
I'd love that. I think we'd just find a new venue.
Us being asked to leave.
Oh, we'd find a new venue on the fly and make everyone chip a quid in to just take over that venue. That'd be all right.
I think you underestimate how much a venue to fit 500 people in would cost.
£2 then.
Getting closer. I think we'll probably do £3 a head.
They've made the effort.
Venue.
I'd be prepared to put in £9 to let 2 people off.
So if there's 500 people come in, you need to make sure you bring a £3 coin with you. so that we can collect subs and move to
Just
bigger
rock
venue.
up at the biggest venue we can find and say we're here for the gaming event.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorted. Did you just chink glasses with someone in salute to the plan?
Yeah, you across the table we're sat at. Why are you pretending that didn't happen?
I'm just creating the illusion we're not in the same room.
Oh, fair enough. Right. Anyone got anything more to say about Mario Maker? I've said my piece. I love it. It's awesome.
Do you unlock extra stuff the more you play it? Because no, I
It's
read
all
that
open.
you could, like, you could unlock the
You
ball thing that you throw, but then
the ball thing you throw.
there's a grey flower you can get, and then you throw like a bouncy ball.
Maybe there is
bounces
some
around the
things
level.
you do get, but like the original one on Wii U, you had to play the game for a certain amount of time, and it would start unlocking different like items that you know that you could place and what have you. Whereas from what I can see, pretty much everything I've seen seems to be unlocked from the get go. There might be the
I
odd
was just
thing that you
hoping you
unlock
could get-
playing it, but I don't know.
I was hoping you could get different coloured shells and Yoshis and stuff. I want a flying Yoshi. Oliver
can do
tells me
that.
there's a red Yoshi in it, but
You can do that.
can you? Okay.
I think you
haven't
you
checked.
place it and then
I've
you hold it
seen
down,
one in a
don't you?
level that I've played, so someone has had one.
Yeah,
Whether
cool.
they're in there already, I don't know.
I think
'Cause,
don't you like place it and then you can put wings on it or something like that. You hold it.
Possibly. I mean, as I say, Ollie was playing it, and I asked him, and he said, "Oh, I'll just check." And he went, "Oh, there's only a red one." And then I didn't look. I just took him at his word. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a winged one you could get.
Yeah, I
Blue
think so.
Yoshi was my favourite when I was a kid.
I don't see why not, but I'm not 100%. But I think you can select them and then you either drop things on them or do other things to them. I think in the actual creator, I think
What, the Yoshis?
like the Yoshi, and you'd select like say mushroom and make them big, or select wings and put wings on them so that they fly. Or I think you can, like I say, you can select them and they can change them. So like you highlight a Goomba and you select it, you can change it to that weird looking Goomba, which I don't even know what it is, but it's weird. Have you
Yeah, I
seen
know
that?
the one you mean. I think they stack up in Mario World or a similar sort of game. I'm
Right,
trying to remember.
right. Well, there you go.
Have either of you tried the multiplayer on this yet?
No.
In what do you mean, creating multiplayer?
Well, there's apparently being able to do battle modes on levels.
Alright.
Actual
Is there?
multiplayer.
Oh, I don't know.
I read that somewhere, but I didn't know if it was true, which is why I hoped one of you had already tried it.
No, I
I
think
was banking on Sheepdog having done it.
I think it's only.
No, I didn't know that was a thing. We did a level together, Ollie and I, where he was one controller and I was the other. That was a nightmare because when I clicked play and tried to run through the level I'd made, I didn't realise what he'd been pressing, but it started raining caterpillars because his controller was off screen at the top and he'd just been spamming them all along the level. He thought it was brilliant, but it's like a speed run where caterpillars were just falling from the sky.
That's great. That's great.
It was very funny at the time, like, very enjoyable. I think I even cleared the level, which against the odds, because it was carnage the mess he'd made. I think I ended up blowing that one up, which is a bit mean. But I just was like, "There's two. I can't reliably put it on the internet completed." Yeah, he just made it messier and messier. It was good fun though. We got a lot out of it.
Anna, you've played this a little bit, but you didn't like it, did you?
No. Just don't like it. Don't find it fun. Can't get past the second level, so I just put it down. Not a fan. But,
Second
Mario.
Which one's that?
yeah.
In the story.
I didn't really grow up with Mario. Yeah, I just couldn't get past all these eat plant things with a star. I just couldn't do it fast enough, so I put it down and play it again. No interest. I didn't grow up with Mario, so Mario is not like a big thing.
You also weren't impressed with not being able to do the online stuff, were you, without having the online subscriction?
Yeah,
Didn't you buy an online subscription to be able to do this?
Yeah, but I also got Tetris as well, which I like doing.
Okay.
But I played some and they just seem really annoying. Like, people actually make them just to be annoying, and I don't.
Oh yeah,
time for that.
definitely.
I really
people
don't.
try to be as trolly as possible.
Yeah, and I just haven't got the patience. all the time to be dealing with that when I'm playing such a better game, in my opinion. So I would just go without.
And what better game are you playing, Anna?
Red Dead 2.
Ooh.
Good game.
Ooh.
Okay.
Such a good game. Like,
What got you suddenly playing that?
I have time.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm nearly at a point where I could probably start. I mean, I thought I was free of all my TV shows, and then somebody told me to start watching Good Girls on Netflix. So all my time has
Good
been
Girls
sucked
is
away
good,
by
though.
that. It is good, but I was planning on getting into Red Dead again and Spider-Man. But go on, convince me that I should drop Good Girls and get into Red Dead.
I can't really, because it is all about the story, but the story and just the characters and just the places and the people you meet are just mental. Today, for an instance, so you can go through, like in GTA, you would find like strangers and encounters, and I found this woman, and she was shouting at the ground, so I went to see what was up with her, and she had a dinosaur bone, and now I have to go and find 81 dinosaur bones. And I'm 63% through this game, and now I've got that to do. I have other things that I need to go and collect, because you don't always meet the same people. So I was talking to someone at uni when it came out, like back in 2018, and he was like, "Oh, have you found the people that wear the hoods?"
Or a clan.
Yeah, the clan. He goes, "Have you found?" I was like, "No," but then I told him, "I goes, have you found the circus people with the dressed up bear?" And he's like, "No." And I was like, "Exactly. No one has the same stories, because I haven't found them and he hasn't found them." I don't know if he has now, obviously, because it's such a long time ago. But yeah, it's excellent, and it's just so pretty, and it's just so nice, and it's just... I didn't have time last year. I do have time now, and I'm just engrossed with it, and I want to play it now, but I can't play it now because I won't be able to hear it or get involved. But like, I can lose hours to this game, and it is just so good. Like, things happen, and now I have to go a certain way to make these things not be there. And then I thought it was going to end, and then it didn't end, and it's just mad. But it's such a, like, you think of a TV series that you really like, this is like that, because you just want to carry on and carry on and carry on. And yeah, it's just like, I was upset that my horse died. Like last week, I was actually upset that he was dead. I was just like, what, why? Like, these people shot me and they killed my horse, and I was actually upset. And I was just like, and then I did some of the online, so I went into that world.
Oh, okay.
It's not bad, it's alright.
Yeah.
Like, so this month, if you've got Plus, you get some items, and I got 3 treasure maps to go and explore. But you start the game, and it's like, you build a character, which I enjoy all the time. Then they make you do a mission. I think it is, like in GTA where you have to do a certain thing to get into the free roam. So I do this mission, I try and collect a horse, and then you get into like a group of other people that are starting. You go, you bring the horses back, and then you can choose if you want to go free roam or if you want to do the Land of Opportunities, I think it's called. And that's where you do all your like jobs. So you've got a big piece of the map, and you go and do jobs around there. So you can, if you've got treasure maps, they'll show up on. You go into your pack. You can look at your treasure maps, go find it, and it puts an icon on your map. There's like quick draw where you can take on a team. There's just bandit camps that are so they're not real people, they're just people in the world, and you can take them out. I took a whole camp out by myself, just shooting away. And then I was in the middle of a mission, so it wasn't free roam, but there was people in my zone, and I was just going on my way. I had 15 minutes, and I was just and someone shot me, and like, I saw him go past me, and then he turned around and shot me in the head. So I respawned instantly, saw he was running away, shot his horse, and then shot him in the head. And then he was dead, and then I ran away from him. But with, like, my mission that I was doing, my carriage was still there. I just got on, took it to where it's going, and it was fine. So it gives you, like, if I'd done it without all that hoo-ha, I would have done it in, like, 5 minutes. But it gives you, like, 12 minutes, just in case someone decides that they want to be mean and shoot me. So I shoot them back and their horse. So their horse is now dead. They shouldn't have messed with me. Because I was, like, level 2, and I was just like, yeah, don't... Because, like, I know how Deadeye works now, and I'm excellent at that. Like, slow it down, shoot their head, just, yeah, everything goes. But, it is so excellent, and I have the time. So, I'm just going to play that through.
How long do you think you've played it now, Anna? How many hours have you put into it?
Oh, do you know what? I couldn't tell you. Because it doesn't give you how many hours, it just gives you a percent.
Yeah.
And I'm on, like, I think the story's at 68%, and, like, no, 61%, but the whole game, where you've got all the things to find, collectibles, like, I'm only at 68 altogether.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's a lot to do, but, like, you can go from main mission to main mission to main mission to main mission and do it that way, but I like to go and do side missions. So you've got like 2 coloured icons. You've got white ones and then like a beigey yellow colour. So the white ones are just your side missions that you can go and do if you choose. You don't have to. You can just choose. Like, some will only appear in the day, some will only appear at night. So if you see one at night time and you ride up there and you get turned to day, it will disappear. I didn't know this until today, because I was like, oh, there's an icon there, and it was like far up, and that's what I thought, because there's fast travel in a way, like with trains, but I didn't want to do it. I wanted to go right up there because it was an area that was not like drawn in, and it hadn't been up there. So I thought I'll go right up there. See, got there by the morning, it disappeared, and I couldn't understand why. Then I went to sleep near the area, woke up at night, and then the icon was back. So I was like, oh, okay, so some only appear at certain times. That's good. So you can go and do them, but I don't think you have to. Like, you can just go yellow to yellow to yellow, and it takes you to all the areas that you never stay in one area for too long. So you do like your snow area, and then it takes you around the whole map, and so you get to visit every different like biodome. So there's like sand, and then there's like lush woods, and then there's like just, you know, like an oil factory, city place. So it's all got different. You get to visit all of them and just go around on your horse and shoot things and enjoy the story. And that's what I'm doing. And it's very good. I would like hours, maybe 40, 50, but then I don't know, because I don't remember what I played before Christmas. Like, it's a big chunk of a game, but yeah, I just want to finish that, and then I'm going to go back to Horizon Zero Dawn and finish that. I just want to get all like my games that way, because I know Bioshock is out in September.
What? Hang on, what?
Not Bioshock.
I was just like,
sorry,
did I miss news?
No,
I like looked around the empty room. I looked at Kev and said, "What?"
No. Borderlands is out in September, which is not that far away now, which I'm excited about. And this week I played the demo for Dragon Quest Builders 2. And I played the first one, I enjoyed it, and now I played the demo for the second one on the PlayStation, and I've bought it for the Switch. So when we go away this summer, I can take it with me. It's basically like Minecraft mixed with Dragon.
With an RPG.
Yeah, and it's got quests, and I'm all about quests and different areas. And so I'm all about that. So I bought that, and I also pre-ordered. What else did I pre? Oh, the Wolfenstein thing, Youngblood, which is really cheap. Like, I bought it for like 27. Yeah,
I think it's like one of these standalone DLCs for, you know, like was it Old Blood, the last and the first one.
The new Colossus.
No, I mean for Wolfenstein 1 though. I think the Old Blood was the name of the DLC for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically you play as his twins to find their dad. I'm not quite sure what it is, but you can play co-op, and if you buy the deluxe game, you get game passes. So basically, if you've got one of these passes and you give it to your friend, if your friend doesn't have the game, they can play with you as long as you own the game. So like
That's good.
I could have the game, and if you didn't, but you wanted to play co-op, I could just give you a code, and then we could play co-op without you owning the game.
Good.
So that's quite good. They did that with Far Cry 4. Like, they'll give you these elephant keys, and you'd give it to a friend, and they could play with you if you downloaded an app. So yeah, it's all gaming goodness for me. I'm just going through my Red Dead, because I played the first one. I didn't finish that because I got to Mexico, got to the train, and could not do the train. I just couldn't do it, so I never finished it, unfortunately, which I'm sad about. But yeah, this is before that, and it's all just. But it's nice to see how John got to where he was going, because you do stories with each of the people in your team. So you do some with John, you do some with Micah, you do some with Dutch. You go all over, do everything. But yeah, if you've got Red Dead and you haven't played it, get past the snow bit, because that is really boring, really long and laborious. But after that, the map opens.
I don't know, Anna.
Because you go to the first thing, and then that, it's really not as bad as the. Yeah, but the snow was really slow. I was playing thinking, oh my god, I'm so bored.
It's trying to be cinematic though. That's what it was trying to do. It's trying to be a whole cinematic kind of thing, and moody and dramatic, and that's why it's all slow like that. And then it opens up and it goes, off you go. And then we're going to slowly drip feed you all the instructions on how to play this game for the next 8 hours. Thank you.
But I went from the first area that you were in, and it gave me a quest that was far, far away. And I thought, you know what, it's over there. I've not been over there, and I rode all the way there. I shouldn't have done, because I was too low. Because there's no levels, but there's an internal level. You go to each area for a certain purpose. But I went all the way over to the swamp area, took out this house, and it was fun. It was hard work, but it was fun. So you can go anywhere you want. Yeah. Things do open, but it wants you to obviously follow a certain path. But you have a whole world. Just pay fines. If you've got a bounty on your head, pay them. And if it says they wanted dead or alive, sometimes they'll get you, and sometimes they don't. So just have that in mind. Sometimes they'll come. Sometimes it's because the story wants it to be that. So yeah, I find that because all my side quests and main quests were in an area that was wanted dead or alive, and you can't remove them until the game. I don't know, you do something in the story that removes that. So I couldn't. This one area, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get rid of it. But no one's come after me yet. But if you've got a bounty for some places, sometimes they do come after you, and then you have to either shoot them or run away. And they normally beat you because they're big and strong. It's like the cops in GTA. But yeah, that's me. That's all I've done this week. So not a great deal, but
I mean, I will play this again. I will play Red Dead again, Anna. I will play Red Dead, and there's been potential leaks of PC.
Okay.
So yeah, there's they're found in the code RDR2 accomplishments in the Rockstar browser.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So if it does come to be at this point, I might as well wait now, because I'm not. If I have to go back to Xbox, I'll probably start again because I don't remember what's gone on.
Yeah.
So I might as well just wait for PC now, and it'll look 10 times better again on a PC. So I want to like that game so much, but it's just so tedious. This slow and tedious and methodical, the way you've got to do everything. It's so you've got to everything is you've got to do this, and then every single thing's got it's like multiple buttons do multiple things, and it's like, oh, this does that, that does that, and then, oh no, hang on, that also does this if you go near a horse, and you're like, oh, I've just chinned my horse because accidentally I didn't mean to, I was trying to get on it. So yeah,
I chinned everyone in that game, just left, right, and centre.
Yeah, just
unintentionally.
Yeah. Oh, unintentionally. All right, okay, that's all right then. I thought that was your one rule, Sheepdog. Anyone I come across, I'm just gonna just chin them.
It would almost be easier to prepare yourself by knowing you were going to just hit everyone in the room, but I'd be trying to have a conversation or return a item or return a horse or end a mission or park, and I'd just end up slapping someone or pistol whipping them or just drawing my gun on them. I'm hoping, has it been patched since it came out? Cause
more than likely.
I was hoping a little bit of that trigger happiness would have gone. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm just a buffoon, but I've always felt like it was a little bit sensitive.
If you don't get your buttons, your shoulder buttons mixed up, you should be fine. Like, I have shot a few people when I didn't mean to, but it's just because I forget sometimes what I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, they just run away. But it's a fun game. It makes me miss like the first one, because I'd love to finish that, but I couldn't get it to work. I just could not do that train. Damn train.
Just watch the end on YouTube and tell people you finished it, like Sheepdog does.
I don't think I've ever actually done that. What game did I say I did that on?
Portal 2.
I thought I completed... No, I completed Portal 2. Definitely.
Yeah, that still doesn't count for YouTube, Sheepdog.
I think there was a mission in that where I had to look up where the way out of it was, but not the ending of the game. The ending of that game is signposted quite nicely and clearly, isn't it?
I don't remember.
Yeah. No. The ceiling rips open and the moon's there. It's like the only white thing you can see.
Spoilers.
For a 10-year-old game. Come on, Sheepdog.
Pab, you mean?
No, you.
I'm lost.
You said it. Not me.
Yeah, you're the one who spoiled it.
For a 10-year-old game?
Yeah.
I think that's a fair game. I'm just reading the end of my book. I've finished it. There you go.
Rick's awake. Excellent.
Do you know what? Just reading Kirkman's thing there and knowing that we're moving on slightly, I wish more stuff did this. Basically, he said he just thought, I hate it when I'm watching or reading or doing something and I realise that 3 hours into a film, so it must be ending shortly. Or, you know, when you're 25 minutes into an episode of House and you know he's about to solve the case because every other time he's tried to, you know, guess what the disease is, he's going to be wrong because you're only 15 minutes into the episode. And he was kind of just like, I hate all that. So I just thought, you know what, just going to finish it. There you go, it's done. Didn't see that coming, did you? And I really wish more stuff did that. I wish I could watch an episode of Doctor Who thinking, I wonder if he's just going to die this episode and regenerate without knowing 6 months in advance that, like, their contracts didn't get renewed and he's upset or whatever and he's been signed for a new program. And, you know, we live in a really weird scenario where we know literally everything. We know that I knew, for example, I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and a character in that died last season, but he's in it this season, and it's like they've just changed who he's playing now and stuff like that, and it was really annoying knowing that they'd have to do something because they'd announced his contract had been renewed, and it's all. I like the fact that this just ended. I'm annoyed that I knew it had ended because it was all over social media that they'd done it, and we're perpetuating it a little bit by talking about it because there's people listening who might not have known, but. Yeah, it's just, he's got a really good point, and I wish everyone would just steal his idea now and make the whole world a little less predictable.
Splendid. Who's not talked about games yet?
I've got a brief discussion.
Sounds elaborate.
Yeah. No. Apex Season 2 is out and up and running, and they've made a whole heap of changes. There's all different map things that have gone on, so there's now 2 or 3 new areas, I think. They've destroyed certain areas, replaced them with new things. There is a new character, Watson. She is pretty cool. She puts up like lightning fences, so she's very much a defensive character. And you can put these lightning fences up, like pretty much just block people away, because as soon as they come through it, you get notified of like someone's come through your electric fence, and they get stunned and take damage. So it's very much a defensive character who can kind of force people in a certain direction. And she has an ultimate which recharges all your shields, and any grenades go into the vicinity of this like it's like a big what's the Tesla thing? Tesla coil. That's the one, isn't it? It's like a big Tesla coil type thing, and it just destroys everything in a radius that comes towards it. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty good. New season pass is out. Battle pass, even season 2. They require challenges this time, which I kind of like, and I also kind of miss it. Just play the game and get kills sort of thing to me with the battle pass, because it now requires me to do work, which is good in some aspects, but then it's like making me play other characters other than the ones I like. So, like for instance, tonight it made me play as Bloodhound and get a certain amount of damage, or it requires me to go to a certain area which I wouldn't necessarily go and get kills. Or there's one yesterday which was basically get kills as a certain character. I got them kills, and I came back and it had changed. And I was like, how the hell's that happen? It was like, no, get a final, like a finisher move. Use a finisher move with this character. I was like, it didn't say that before. I don't know what was going on with that. It didn't say it before I loaded in the game, else I would have done it. So it makes the game better for us to play, I suppose. But when you're playing with people, randoms, who are there just to do the quests, it makes it incredibly frustrating. Especially like we were like in the fight in pretty much like last two teams left, and we ended up like fighting this last team, and then we downed one of them, and then our third teammate just decides, I'm going to do the finishing move on him. So we get downed, and then he's there doing a finishing move on this other guy, and then gets killed because he's just in an animation. You can't, once you're in it, you can't get out of it, sort of thing. And we can only assume it was because he was trying to finish a challenge, which was frustrating, but is what it is. It's gonna work for you in some aspects, and in others it isn't. But it's damn good. It's still a damn good game. There's loads of skins and battle pass, and I think there's Twitch skins now for the new Watson character. So if you've got Twitch Prime, you can connect yourself up to Origin with Twitch or whatever it is, and then you get some free skins for that.
You can also subscribe to Lelujo FM on Twitch, free of charge, to help support the channel.
There you go.
What?
There's that as well.
I was very confused as to what was happening then.
Yeah, you can do that as well.
Someone said Twitch Prime. I have it. If he says Twitch Prime, I want a $5. That's just how the world works. I'm conditioned to that.
I need to renew mine with yours, actually. Remind me.
There you go.
Do it now, Sheepdog. I don't have to be streaming for you. Some people might be under the misconception I have to be streaming for you to do it. That's not the case at all. You can log on to Twitch just once a month and never watch any content and sling me this free $5. I'm happy.
I like to do it when you're streaming, though, because it's a method to my madness. I always do it, and then those other people go, oh, yeah. And they do it too.
Excellent work, Sheepdog.
So anyway, Apex is good. Apex is still very good.
Splendid.
That is...
You didn't sound convinced there, but I don't know what it was. There's just something in your voice.
I'm fighting
still
a cough,
very
so
good.
I'm
right,
struggling
okay.
through it, so it's alright.
He's preparing to take on all comers at Apex at MGP343. Anyone who wants to
I'm
challenge
not.
Pab,
You know what I was
bring a
thinking?
computer to play it on, and he'll beat you.
I was thinking what we should do is we should all make a level and see if we can beat it on Mario Maker.
That sounds like an excellent idea.
That is...
Now I've got my stylus. I'm absolutely on board with that.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
We might have to do that. Sounds like fun.
Consider it done. There's
Yes.
the official MGPX challenge. Winner gets a selfie with Pab.
Oh, they're rare as well, to be fair.
Yeah, so that's open to all comers. Best level that Sheepdog can't beat.
I'm
beat
terrible.
mine now.
I haven't tried to beat yours. I didn't realise you'd made one, but I'll look for
Rude,
it.
rude. I went out of my way to go and do yours the other day.
Yeah, I went out my way to do both of yours.
Yeah.
I went searching through your Twitter, Sheepdog, to find yours.
Yeah, me too.
I would have searched eventually. I just didn't see the tweet.
Sorry, you're not going to see it now because I'm going to block you.
That's right. Do it. It's fine. I'm not that fussed. I think the only other thing I've played this week is more Spore, because that addiction from the little man has not gone away. Although the damn game is punishing me for trying to be an omnivore. I want a creature that can eat both meat and vegetables, and for some reason...
the definition of omnivore.
Well, no, and for some reason it won't just let me have an omnivore's mouth and carry on eating vegetables so I don't have to murder loads of innocent creatures. It wants me to have a completely neutral morality track, so me going and making allies with every monster in the world puts me really high on the friendly, sociable track. So once I'd made friends with 12 civilizations, the game wanted me to then go and murder 12 civilizations. Try and do that in front of a 6-year-old kid who likes all the little creatures. I had to send him out of the room.
Easy. Send me anyone who wants to send me a 6-year-old kid, I'll do that in front of him. No
I sent
issue
him
at all.
to bed and stayed on my laptop murdering little creatures just so that...
But Dad, it's only 3:00. Go to bed. I've got monsters to kill.
I just kept telling him that our monster was hungry and it really needed to eat, and vegetables weren't doing the job. I felt like I'm working some stuff out. Nah, I'm not really. I'm enjoying not eating meat. But no, I think I'm going to give up trying to make it. I don't think there's any benefit to being an omnivore on it. I think it was just the only way you could get an omnivore's mouth. There's a lot of clunky little bits like that to it that I feel like they need to make a sequel where they fix that sort of stuff. But no, it's been a good game for £3. I've got a lot of mileage out of it.
Sounds alright. Sounds okay.
And Pab,
Yeah.
Pab, have you downloaded Harry Potter Wizards Unite yet?
No.
I didn't listen to your rant about this last week, but it was relayed to me by someone who listened to it.
What, that you're playing it wrong because you're an idiot?
I didn't hear that bit. Why am I playing it wrong because I'm an idiot? What am I doing wrong?
Because you keep running out of magic energy. Because you're sat there at home catching every confoundable that walks past you.
No, I don't run out of magic that often, really, anymore. I did at first because it was just stupid, and the upgrades are stupid because it's too expensive to upgrade. Ruins the game. But no, you were ranting about how it hadn't set the world on fire because they're not marketing it enough when it's at every cinema before and after every film. You know, it's been advertised on TV, it's been advertised on the internet.
Whoever's relayed
I've
this
never
to
seen
you
it
has
on
missed the point completely. My rant was about you playing it wrong. I don't think I ranted about the game not being successful.
At some point I was told you'd said something about the game not being as well received because they've not done a very good job at advertising it or something.
Yeah, my point was there are still people who played Pokemon Go and have watched Harry Potter films who don't know this game exists. I see them on social media quite regularly. So how is it possible that someone who's played Pokemon Go, the game this is based on, likes Harry Potter, the franchise this is based on, yet doesn't know that this game exists? That's
Well, they
ridiculous.
don't obviously go on social media or to the cinema. Or
I've not
watch
seen it
TV.
advertised anywhere.
I've seen it advertised loads. There's posters up all over the place about this game. They've put tons of effort into marketing.
Where are their
They have
posters?
like the Wizarding World. Needs
Who is
you
banging on a
posters.
table constantly?
I don't know. It's not me. Yeah, there's loads of them about, and all the geeky events, stuff like that. I've got them up. I just think the difference is that it went viral on its own before, and I guess they assumed this would, but Harry Potter's a little bit lame.
I just think it's odd that they've not got it in front of the right people. Perhaps they are advertising it in places where people won't see it, but that kind of illustrates my point. Because I'm
Cinemas, it has a proper
I am the market for this game. I played Pokemon Go and like Harry Potter, and I've not seen a single advert for it anywhere. It's not like I've avoided the cinema. We've been to the cinema quite recently. We're going again
You've
tomorrow.
seen the same films I've seen, and they had this advert on before it about this game.
Anna, you were with me,
Endgame
I've
weren't
did.
you?
not seen them, no.
Endgame had
Yeah.
a full Wizards Unite advert.
Nope, didn't see that
No, I
at
didn't
all.
see that.
I saw it
I think
before
you dreamt it,
Endgame,
Sheepdog.
before Detective Pikachu, and before Captain Marvel.
I have never seen an advert for this
Captain
game
Marvel.
anywhere. Captain Marvel
It
was
came
out
out
like
in
4
March.
months ago.
Yeah, they were doing adverts for it then. Because I was thinking, what a load of nonsense. They're really advertising the arse out of this
What
game.
weird cinema
Why-
have you been going
Why
to?
didn't they? Well, 2 of them were Cineworld and 1 of them was a View. But I don't
Oh, there
think
you go.
that
You're going
really
to,
matters.
You're going to weird cinemas. That's
So
what
what you say,
this is.
showcase, don't advertise it. So
No.
you have not seen it. But
Yeah, I haven't seen an advert for it anywhere, and if they can't get an advert for this game in front of me, they're marketing it wrong. Because I'm on the internet constantly, and
Well,
I've
you
not
knew
seen
about it.
any kind of... I knew about it because I
I
went
told
out
him.
and looked for it. Yeah,
you went out
I
and
had
looked
it.
for it.
I was pre-registered
Without
for
knowing.
it on the Android store like 3 months ago, as soon as you were able to pre-register for it. And Anna told me it was out when it came out. I didn't know it had come out that day. Neither did you. And you're the target market for it. I had to tell you it was out.
Well, no, I knew it was meant to, I knew it was meant to be coming out that Saturday, and they brought it out a day early randomly. That's the
I
only reason
didn't
why
know
I
it.
didn't. When
I
you
didn't even
tweeted
know
it was
when it was
out,
due.
everybody responded saying it wasn't out till the day after, and you told them they were wrong. But it's just not that good. It's really not.
See, as a game, it's better than Pokemon Go.
It's really not. You and my wife are the only people I know who are acting like this is any kind of phenomenon.
But it's actually a game.
It's
I've-
really,
I've
really
given up
boring.
on it. I've given up on it being a phenomenon. But as an actual game, there's a lot more game to it. Than
No,
there is in
there's a
Pokemon
lot
Go.
of-
Pokemon Go is just collecting stuff and then tapping the screen over and over again.
Well, it's collecting stuff, training it, and fighting it. But this is literally, it's just going through a tree of locking more power to beat things. There's nothing more to it. Everyone I know that got it, either because I told them to get it because they were massive Harry Potter fans, or because they'd heard us talk about it, got it and was done with it within a day or so. I've been trying to G people up. I'm liking the fact my wife likes it because it means that she's coming out for little drives with me where I carry on playing my popular good game and she plays her little niche game in the passenger seat next to me. But I barely know anyone who is enjoying this as much as you and Claire. I don't know anyone at all, and I'm looking down my friends list and it's all people on well lower levels than us. There's a couple of 13s and 12s, but most are like 4s and 5s who haven't been on for a while. And like my daughter, who's a massive Harry Potter fan, doesn't want to play it whenever I ask her to, because it's overcomplicated and it's not interesting. It might get better, but yeah, I don't really get.
See,
why.
I've tried going back to Pokemon a couple of times since this has been out.
Yeah, but you're not a
And it's
Pokemon
just-
fan. That's literally the
Yeah,
reason.
exactly. Well, that's it.
I am a
As
Harry Potter fan,
as-
though.
But as a game, I'm not super nerdy about either of them. But there's actually stuff to do on this one. Whereas on
Like
Pokemon,
what?
I go back
I've
to
done
it
the
now.
silly
At
flanting
home, though,
thing.
Kevin, it's awful at home.
You are.
It's awful at home. Like Pokemon, I
Yeah,
can
but-
catch Pokemon at home, but this
It's not intended
But
for
that-
at home, though. I can't play Pokemon at home,
No,
so I don't think it's
yes.
anything to do with that. I never play Pokemon at home. I barely play this at home. I've put it on now because we're talking about it, but it's always the same. I'm fighting the vampire again. I'm saving the stupid Hufflepuff girl that keeps getting turned into a
That's
rat.
because they spawn near your house. So stop catching stuff near your house.
No, because it's the same wherever I go. I go out and I'm like, right, I'm out. Oh, it's the guy that's surrounded by the plant. It's Ron Weasley with a spider on roller skates. Yeah, great. Again.
I think you're just going to the same places regularly. I don't think you're going to new places.
No, I was
to play
in Bicester when it was
it. Never heard
repeating
of
the
it. That's
exact
how-
same
that's-
things.
That's gravy, Sheepdog. You're making-
Bicester. I
You
was
were not
calling it-
in gravy.
I was calling it Bicester and turned out I was calling it the wrong thing. But I was there and it was the exact same spawns as home and I was just like, oh. And they're all meaningless to me. At least when I see like a Dragonite, I'm like, bloody hell, a Dragonite. They're massive. There's context there. I know that's powerful. I know that's good. I know that's going to be worth catching. You know, I would drive across, you know, I'd drive from here to the other side of Deeping if I knew that there was like a level 100 IV match up there. If someone said to me, Hermione's standing over the other side of Deeping, I'd say, who cares? And I don't think anyone playing this would drive across Deeping for Hermione.
I would say, who cares to both of those? I wouldn't go out my way to catch anything for either of them. I just want to level up my character and win. I want to win. I want to max out my character. Win the game. Get to the maximum level and win. There you go. Kevin wins.
Is there a maximum? Does this go to 40 like the other two games?
I have no idea. I'll just keep leveling up and win.
I was kind of up for the I can't remember what they're called. You go to the big inns and fortresses and fighting.
They're so much better than doing raids.
They're
so much
barely
better.
Any different. You pull your finger up to aim it. You do the shape.
But you can do them whenever you want. That's the reason. Pokemon Go for me always it went off the boil a little bit as soon as raids came in, because at that point, well, I can't be at a certain place at a certain time.
I agree. I want
to be able to do it when I'm going past a place, not have to go to a place specifically.
But its reliance on you needing friends to play it with has meant that for me, I've gone and found a group willing to play it with me and made friends with them.
I don't want to do that. I can do this on my own when I want.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
But I think the intention of their game was to get people out and making friends and meeting each other and working together. And it's like right now, because it's summer, I tell you what's interesting as well. About this, I'm struggling to find people to play the Harry Potter game with, whereas I went out the other day and there were brand new people playing Pokemon Go. They did a welcome back to Pokemon Go quest thing where you basically you get given a Dratini and you evolve it to a Dragonite and it's really powerful, and you get given a shiny Eevee and stuff like that. So you just go through the motions. It teaches you how to do all the new things they've added in. But I was standing there with a guy I've known for like 3 years, playing this game, and these three teenagers, well, they were probably about 17, 18, outside a pub, all just raiding with us, and they're all like level 15. They've been playing for a couple of weeks, and they just got into it because it was sunny out and they wanted something to do, and they got hooked on it, you know. And I was at my mate's wedding. He was talking about how his mum was ill about a year and a half ago, and the only thing that got her out of the house was playing Pokemon Go, and none of them were playing Wizards Unite. And it's like, it's just, I don't get why you think it's so basic. It's got a lot. I can do
it myself because I don't need other people to play it, and that's awesome. I can just sit.
I don't get why you think Pokemon Go is so basic. Sorry, I don't get why you're saying it's got nothing to it. It's less of a game when so many people.
Because it is. It's just collective. Well, that's because these people grew up with Pokemon, and I didn't.
What, 18-year-olds? They didn't grow up with Pokemon, did they?
What, Pokemon's not a thing now? Of course they did. I was 18. I was 18 before the first game even came out.
No, you weren't. Yeah,
I was.
You're only
it came
2
out when
years
I was
older than me.
It came out when I was in sixth form. I turned 37 next week.
God, you're what, 4 years older than me? Are you really?
Yeah. So my childhood was finished before this franchise even existed.
I mean, mine had
it's
pretty much
utterly meaningless to me. All Pokemon Go is ticking stuff off on a list, and I don't remember any of their names, and tapping the button over and over again. That's all it is. And this I have to swipe rather than tap, and it's still ticking stuff off on a meaningless list because I don't know anything in Harry Potter either. And but this one, I get to do it on my own when I feel like. So I could wander around London playing this constantly, whereas with Pokemon Go, I'd have to specifically go to a certain place and hope there's other people there when I get there. And it's just a pile of boring having to do that. I don't want to have to wait for other people.
I don't know. I think that's what keeps it not burnt out. I mean, they did a massive glut of events, and I felt a little bit like I was getting bored of it. And then they've just at the right time done things. It's like they know someone's going to get bored at this point. Let's tweak this little bit. That's how they seem to have just done it over and over again. Whereas, yeah, I think the fact I don't know any of the stuff in Harry Potter and it's all there to do all the time means I think, I can't be bothered right now. Knowing I have to go and do it then or I miss it drives me out to do it. I think the moment I knew I was hooked on it was when they'd done the there was Hoto was the legendary, and I'd caught it, and Ollie hadn't, and he really wanted it, and we were driving around doing every raid that came up, and it was ending at 8 o'clock, and it was like 7:59, and I'd found a raid in Northborough, so we all drove down there like 5 minutes before it ended and did it, and I caught him it, and I was really chuffed, and I thought, I can't believe how much effort I've put into getting him this, whereas there's nothing in the Harry Potter game that I'd be driving around trying to get. I just don't, there's no hook there at all. It just doesn't have the same appeal, and I can't. There will be people out there who are that into it that they will, but I just can't buy into that. I don't know what the like is. I guess I'm like you are for that, I guess.
That's the difference. In the Harry Potter one, you wouldn't have to do that. You wouldn't have to go somewhere specific.
But exactly. So where's the passion and drive and like, let's all flock across the town
I don't want
to do
passion
it?
and drive. It's something to do when I'm out, when I've got nothing else to do. I don't want to have to do it every day. I don't want to have to specifically find an opportunity to do this. It's for when I'm bored, sat waiting for a train, or
yeah, but I've got better things
work.
to do then. I can read, I can watch something, I can play a different game that's a bit more in depth. I could use my Switch. You know, if I know I've got 20 minutes of nothing, I'll play my Switch, or I'll read, I'll start a fight on Twitter. When I'm out and about and it's something boring but I have to do it, being able to do Pokemon alongside it is great. Knowing that I can arrange for Claire to go shopping on a community day while I go and play Pokemon on a community day is great. Knowing that I can go for a 3-hour walk around Deepin with Ollie, and when I get back I'll have lunch or I'll collapse on the sofa in a heap because it's so bloody hot, but I'll know I've just had 3 hours of exercise is great. But I wouldn't do that if it was just all the time, anytime I wanted it. It has to be, this is the only time you can do it or you miss out. That's the drive, and I think that's why it's got longevity, and that's why people keep coming back to it.
Have we scared everyone away yet with this nonsense? I think it's pretty clear I am not going to do something that I have to do at a certain time, because that is just stupid. And that it was the community days, the raids, all that stuff. Just, I don't want to do it when you tell me to do it. I want to do it when I want to do it. And clearly you want completely the opposite, which is why we're never going to agree on which one of these
But yeah,
games
that
is
you've
better.
always made the effort to do them when we've been at events. You've loved it.
Yeah, but I've never gone out of my way. I've gone out on one community day in 3 years.
Oh yeah, I guess I get that when you're at home, you're not going to want to do that. I do because I enjoy it. But when we've been out, it's definitely added to the morning, hasn't it?
Yeah, because it was there. But just like the same with Harry Potter, that would be there.
But there won't be any drive to do it. It's not special because it's on there and then, and the one we did where Meltdown was appearing everywhere. That was a time and space thing where we couldn't have done that ever any other time. It was just a coincidence. That was special because we happened to be together when this big event happened.
Yeah, but I've done exactly that every time I've gone to the NEC. I've gone to all those Pokestops and done any raids that were on at the time, and so there would just happen to be a few more, but I wasn't doing it because that was on. I do it when I'm there because it's something to do while I'm there.
I just don't think there's going to be lots of people running around using the opportunity to do their Harry Potter stuff unless they change the game. And I've just caught a nearly perfect Diglett, so I'm very happy. I don't normally get spawns at home.
Congratulations. You put me to sleep.
Yeah, we can swear and do whatever we want at this point because no one's still listening. Both of those games are banned for the next 6 months. They're not allowed to be mentioned on the show for 6 months now, either of them. They're officially completely banned.
I'll talk about them on Twitter.
Right, are we done then? Because we don't even need to do an outro because there's literally nobody else listening at this point. It's just us. So should we just do a cold end and see if anybody notices? Just Pab, just hit stop. We're done.